Let's head over to Janae for Binge This.
All right, guys, it is time for... All right, DJ, time for Binge This. You guys like that? Yeah, let the beat drop.
New Jersey. Yeah.
Here to tell us what we should entertain ourselves with this weekend and why. Of course, the host of People Magazine's People Now, Jeremy Parson.
I'm so glad to be a part of the inaugural air horns. Unbelievable.
Yes, we're so glad to have you here.
Yeah.
So let's start with TV. A most glamorous stand-up comedian is back, better than ever. Give us the inside scoop.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I'm absolutely loving it. I know Dan not as into it as I am. Anyway, but if you want, if you want to binge anything, this is the way to go. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel stars Rachel Brosnahan talking about this 1950s housewife who decides and realizes she's got a knack for stand-up comedy, right?
Yeah.
And so she kind of upends her life to end up pursuing this. And seasons 1 and seasons 2, you can binge both of those. We are introduced to this amazing world of characters, so much talent in this show. And it turns out season 3 is now available.
Have you started season 3, Eva?
I haven't started season 3 yet.
It just dropped, so you can get in on that.
Yes.
And it's great. This time, what we're finally seeing now is Rachel Brosnahan's character, Midge. She is taking the show on the road, the comedy game. She's going to Miami. She's going to Vegas. And so we're going to see those adventures kind of breaking out of New York, which is where we've seen the story play out so far.
Okay, so a lot to watch there. Now let's talk movies. 2 big stars reuniting in a new film. What do we need to know?
I love this so much. Eddie Redmayne and Felicity Jones. I love them together. We're going to get to why we're talking about this in a second. The Theory of Everything is where I fell in love with them together. So many fans did. It's the story of Stephen Hawking and his life. But really, obviously, he's accomplished so much in terms of being a physicist, a scientist. He's done a lot. But this story puts their love story, their troubled marriage, front and center. And it's the chemistry between Felicity Jones and Eddie Redmayne that really does that. Tons of awards attention. Was nominated like crazy. He won an Oscar. So you can check that out. You can binge that. Then My Week with Marilyn was when I really was introduced to Eddie Redmayne. He plays this kind of assistant that escorts Marilyn Monroe around London during a week when she was filming one of her biggest movies. The whole story is from the perspective of this kid and kind of his brush with fame for 1 week with this icon. Really great, really charming. All of that is to build up so you can watch the new movie, The Aeronauts, which is in theaters now, starring, again, Felicity Jones and Eddie Redmayne. So they're kind of back together again. Really pumped to see that chemistry. Very different roles this time. They go on this hot air balloon adventure. It's adapted from true stories, but they basically have to fight for survival when they're thousands of feet in the air, stuck there in the 1800s. Wild ride, that's in theaters.
I love how into it you are with all of this, and you actually sat down with Eddie twice.
I have a few times, but the first time was with My Week with Marilyn, and I found him to be so charming, so genuine, and he seems to be the kind of guy who's really excited about all the success he's having.
Yeah.
Fast forward, post-Oscar and everything else, talk to him again, same guy. He's very endearing, and I think that's part of the reason fans connect so well to him and everything he's doing.
So awesome. Now let's talk books. For Weekend Reads, seems like a star-studded cast joining up for a new take on a beloved classic.
Yes,
Tell us about it.
Little Women. So my wife and I were talking about this last night. She loved this book as a kid, and she's like, hey, give me a reason to binge read this again.
Yeah.
I'll definitely do it, this classic book. And if you are into it, it's the 4 sisters who kind of overcome all kinds of battles as they go from childhood to womanhood. You might remember Little Women from 1994. This is the one that fans kind of connect to. There you see a little bit of it there.
Yeah.
Great cast of characters. Now, though, before we get to the new one, let's talk about Lady Bird.
Yeah.
And the reason we should watch and binge Lady Bird, Saoirse Ronan stars in that one. Greta Gerwig, she was the director and writer.
So that's a big one. 2 to binge.
Yeah,
What's
2 to binge. And the new one is the new Little Women coming to theaters. And the connection to Lady Bird is Saoirse Ronan stars in it, and you've got Greta Gerwig again, Timothée Chalamet, incredible cast.
So well knowledgeable on all of the things you need to binge.
That's not out till Christmas, though, so I got a little time.
Nicely
We need
done.
another air horn, I think. You know, just
You can get you, Jeremy.
There we go.
People now, nicely done, Wit. Streaming online weekdays at noon. Eva, over to you.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Where are my glow sticks?
Glow sticks, no.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.